your animal organization, which is your cellular division, or under your mitosis and your meiosis. Okay, so let me share with you about the PPT under the cellular division. So the the objectives of this topic will be seen in your syllabus. Okay, so let me start with the definition about the process of fertilization and then the zygote, which is when you say, it says here that most multicellular animal cells, they are the result from the division of a single cell. Okay, so which means that they met through gamete formation, so through the meetings of the egg and then the sperm cell. As I have said earlier, when you say meiosis, there is a gamete formation, which means that this involves the egg and then the sperm cell during fertilization process. So the fertilization process takes place along the fallopian tube. So after the fertilization process, zygote formation is formed. So in cell division, there are two foundations, which is either asexual or sexual reproduction. So with your previous lesson about the animal reproduction, so it is either sexual, which is under the gamete formation, the formation or the meetings of the egg and then the sperm. While the other one is an asexual reproduction. If you notice here, it is about the hydra, or one of my examples that I have given in your first PPT is the starfish. So, hindi ba sa starfish nyo, pag naputol niyo sanga ng isang starfish, magduduplicate siya with identical form or pareho ng kanyang forma. Okay? So that is under the asexual reproduction. But both this asexual and sexual reproduction, the DNA is involved. Why? Because your DNA, this is the one that stores genetic information. So that is under your mitosis and your meiosis, under your cellular activities, the DNA is involved. Okay, so nasaan ang DNA along the animal cells? So they are found inside the nucleus. Okay, the DNA is the one that stores genetic information, okay, from one generation to another generation, and they are undergo different processes. It says here that when you say mitosis, this is a transportation route for chromosomes and the DNA, they carry to subsequent cell generation. So the DNA is found inside the nucleus and then the chromosomes are found within the DNA. So thus mitosis splits a single zygote to generate a multicellular creature. So which means that in order to generate, kailangan mo na mag-split into form a zygote. So the mitosis replaces damaged cell during wound healing. Not only wound healing class, there are trillions of cells found inside our body. It is not only about the meiosis or under the gamete formation, but our body, there are three processes na involved under the mitosis. So the cell functions, the growth, development, and then the other one during the replication. So for example, class, pag ikaw ay na-damage ang iyong atay or na-damage ang iyong, there is a presence of dead cells. Okay, so mag-undergo siya ng mitosis. And normally, ang cell natin ay nagre-replicate or nagre-regenerate siya. But in cancer cells, diba, continuous kasi yung class, which is pag may na-damage. Pero in cancer cells, nagmo-multiply siya continuously. That is the reason why nag-undergo ng chemotherapy in order to kill other cells na nagre-replicate siya, which is abnormal. Okay? So as we, pag meron tayong cuts or meron tayong na-scratch or nagkaroon ng sugat, ang ating wound ay nai-heal through the process of mitosis. Mitosis is the only route for the transmission of genetic information from parent to offspring in asexual reproduction. Diba? There are two reproductions, asexual and sexual. When you say mitosis, that is under the asexual reproduction, which means that wala siyang gamete formation. So, magpo-form siya ng identical cells. So, yung pag nag-heal ang ating sugat, okay, pag undergo ng mitosis, nakikita natin, parang hindi na natin nakikita. But there is bakat, pero nakikita natin nagpo-form siya ng panibago with the same identical cell or identical image. In sexual reproduction, which is under the meiosis, the parents must create a sex cells. So meron siyang gamete formation, which is the combination of the sperm and then the egg cells with half the ordinary number of chromosomes. So which means that your children, they are formed from the union of gamete formation. So 23 chromosomes from the father and 23 chromosomes from the mother, which means that during sexual reproduction among animals, they are unidentical. Which means na hindi makaka-form ng identical kasi they are produced from from two sets of chromosomes. So under sila ng they are undergo from their parents. Okay, this one is under the meiosis, and then the other one is what you call the mitosis. So ito naman ay alamin natin about first one here is about the mitosis. So as I have said, mitosis is a sexual reproduction. It is a form of cell division under the somatic cells. So ano yung somatic cells? So like for example, class, our cells like the liver cells, the nerve cells, it is not under the gamete formation. So as I have said, class, there are trillions of cells inside our body. Okay, ang gametes lang ay under the meiosis. And some of these, they are under the somatic cells. Okay, mitosis. Each human body cells, there are 46 chromosomes. Okay, so like for example here, the liver cell. So our liver cell, our liver, came from the 46 chromosomes, which means that this produced through the presence of our parents. So it forms two identical daughter cells under the mitosis, not the meiosis, because they are without the presence of a gamete formation. But there are 46 chromosomes came from our parent. Bakit tayo nabuo? Nabuo tayo through gamete formation from our parents. Hindi tayo nabubuo na isa lang sa tatay natin or isa lang sa nanay natin. But during mitosis or during mitosis cell division, it forms an identical daughter cells. So pag na-damage siya ating cell, during the mitosis, mapo-form siya ng same liver cell, identical daughter cells. There are different stages of your mitosis. So this one, the first one here is what you call the interphase. So all the cell divisions are undergo or nag-start sa interphase. Ano yung interphase, class? This is a stage which is we duplicate. So this, di ba, there are, we came from 4 to 6, either mitosis or meiosis. We are under the parent cells for 46 chromosomes. So during interphase, we duplicate. Okay, so pag nag-duplicate siya, look at this class. In the prophase, okay, so ito ay magdo-double. So it forms a 92 chromatids. So 46 plus 46, that is equal to 92 chromatids. And this 92 chromatids, it forms along the equator or sa gitna ng ating nucleus. So this one, magpo-form siya. This one, kung papansinin mo rito, isa lang siya. This is 23 and the other one is 23. Pag nagre-replicate na siya, class, under the prophase, okay, it starts with or it begins with a duplication. So there are 92 chromatids here. So 46 mula dito and then 46 mula dito. And it goes into the equator or nasa gitna. Okay, habang tumatagal, along the anaphase, hihilain to with the same sex. Okay, so it goes along the side of the nucleus, okay, through the presence or through the help of the spindles. Okay, hihilain siya patagilid and it forms two daughter cells in terms of telophase. How about when you say meiosis? This is a sexual reproduction. It requires a genetic contribution from two different sex cells. The word here is different, which means that the 23 from our, the formula for this is 2n, which is dalawang tag 23, which came from two different sex cells, the egg and then the sperm. So there is a gamete formation. In animals, in order to maintain the constant number of chromosomes in the next generation, sexually produced animals must produce. So meron siyang gamete formation. So in your meiosis, there are two stages, the meiosis 1 and then your meiosis 2. We will see this tomorrow in the samples ng gawa ng ibang sections. Okay, so the first one here in your meiosis, so ito yung sinasabi nila na PMOT, but all of this, they starts from your, it starts your, meiosis 1, it starts with your interphase, same with your mitosis. So germ cell in gonads, okay, so interphase, during the interphase, it replicates, it duplicates, it forms a prophase, so here, and it forms two identical things. Identical cells. So in the in your meiosis 2, this is a continuation of your two daughter cells here in your telophase 1. So kung meron kayong meiosis 1, meron din kayong meiosis 2. We will explain this tomorrow in your face-to-face. How about when you say spermatogenesis and oogenesis? So the difference between them is that when you say the spermatogenesis, it is under the sperm. So pinoproduce to ng mga lalaki during the formation of meiosis. Produce mature sperm cells in order to undergo meiosis process. And when you say oogenesis, these are mature ovum or produce an egg cell. So that is oogenesis. So parang nasa tao, they are the same. They are undergo spermatogenesis and oogenesis in terms of meiosis. So we will discuss it again tomorrow in your face-to-face